See a lot of y'all like on my Instagram, a lot of the lock pages where, you know, y'all be itching for a retwist. Y'all be itching. Just relax. Relax. If you see another video, we'll be wearing the same shirt, mind your business. You know how we batch create sometimes. I ain't about to go run and change my shirt. I don't want to. So y'all gonna watch these two videos in the same tan shirt from Rainbow. Okay? Hello you guys, welcome to my channel Urban Locs. It's your girl KROGER and I am back with a no retwist close-up. Listen you guys, I have not retwisted my hair since April. That means we are going on 4 months with no retwist. I can only imagine what these roots is looking like, especially because I've been using a lot of water, like a lot of water every day. So I know things is tangled up and wrangled up in there. We also going to talk about how often you need to be retwisting. First, we're gonna start with this lock close-up so you guys can see what's going on in here. Let me scoochie.
Listen, I've not separated nothing.
I have not done any separating, so I know my locks are all stuck together and I just know it's gonna be probably a hot mess. I always get myself into the situation. I do it every time. I go without retwisting and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna at least separate. I know a lot of us have issues with the marrying and things like that, but as they mature, the marrying, obviously, it doesn't happen as much. Like, for this to be 4 months without a retwist and no separation, I'm actually surprised it's flying on by like this. But actually, you know what I think it is? I think it's just because we are at the top, at the front. So we're gonna be realistic and we're gonna turn it around. My hair is not wet, so I will not be popping anything. Ooh, yeah, look at here, stuck, yeah. As you guys can see, there is some action in here going on. So most of the marrying that I have due to not retwisting, it happens back in the back here, and I feel like that's for obvious reasons, and I hope it's obvious because I don't really have much of an answer. I don't know, I guess the back, you know, when you sit down, your clothes, moving the back ones around like the collar of your shirt, I don't have an answer. But I just think the back ones always tend to get more tangled up than the front. So yeah, that's what my locks are currently looking like. It should be fun. I will be recording the wash day and the retwisting process. We're gonna be doing a easy, thick lock retwist with only water and oils. Let's go ahead and get into how often you should be retwisting. If you have been here on my channel, thank you so much for being here, of course. But you probably know what I'm gonna say. So in this lock manual, on page, let me check the table of contents. On page 365, we're gonna get to the question, how often you should be retwisting. Would you look at that? Whenever the hell you want to. Whenever you want to. Okay, this ain't no damn lock manual. I don't got no lock manual. Okay? Listen up. Y'all know how I feel. Y'all know KROGER is gonna do what KROGER wants to do. Okay? The lock journey should be about you feeling liberated, you accepting your natural state, you flourishing in this lock love. So, with that being said, I don't want you to just go through this lock journey and be like, oh, I want to be lazy. I don't want you to look at not retwisting as, yeah, let me just be lazy. I don't want to do it. Which is sometimes my reason. After I wash, if I don't want to retwist, I'm not going to because I don't feel like it. But I also know and I accept how beautiful my hair is in its natural state. So that's something that you really have to accept yourself, because the outside world is going to tell you you need a retwist if they think that you need one and if they just want to let you know something. Okay, that goes for family, friends, your job, whatever the case may be. People may put this pressure on you to retwist, and I feel like that's because we're so conditioned, especially as Black people, to it's either you got to have your hair done a certain way to a certain standard, or it's snappy, it's raggedy, it's something. It's always something. Some people don't see locks as acceptable, so if you dare not retwist on top of having locks, some people gonna tell you asking for it. So yes, some people will put that pressure on you and make you feel like you need to retwist because they're just not used to, you know, the naturalness of locks. And that's just a simple way to put it, or they just don't appreciate it the same way. So in the lock journey, you will come to realize that a lot of people do not care about our locks the same way that we do. And it's because they do not know. A lot of people just don't know what really goes on in this journey, in this process. They think it's just hair to some people. And if it's just hair to you, that's completely fine. But I feel like the lock journey should be a teaching lesson for so much more. So with that being said, the pressure to retwist also comes from within for a lot of us. I see a lot of y'all, like on my Instagram, a lot of the lock pages where, you know, y'all be itching for a retwist. Y'all be itching. Just relax. Relax. You don't need to have a fresh scalp showing in order for your locks to be beautiful. That's so unnecessary. And especially if you're retwisting super often, you know you need to sit the hell down somewhere. You need to sit on down and take a look in that mirror and reflect with yourself, and you need to learn how to accept what you see. Learn how to accept what you see. It's natural. And if you think that your natural looks raggedy, that's a conversation that you need to have with your damn self, because that looks like you're the problem. You're the problem. You just took your bonnet off and you're like, damn, my hair look raggedy as hell. Who's the problem? If your hair is just doing what it's supposed to do when it comes out of your head, if your hair is just doing its normal job, who's the problem? It don't have no other job but to just grow. Your hair's job is to grow. It's your job to accept, to nourish, to nurture, protect. That's your job. So, are you lacking, or is your hair lacking? And if your hair does look raggedy, are you taking care of your locks? What is your maintenance routine? So yeah, it's time to get that mirror out and take a look at yourself, you guys. And I know we don't all have the same hair type and texture, so you can probably sit here and be like, oh, well, your hair's not as coarse as mine. Live your own life and accept your own hair. You know what you got growing out of your head. You gotta work with that, baby. You gotta learn to love that. But I don't wanna go on a whole rant tangent, but I just really want y'all to realize, because it really does. It hurts my heart when y'all feel like y'all just are not beautiful, like your lock journey is not worthy when your locks aren't retwisted. Like, what happened to for better or for worse? Okay, the same applies here. For better or for worse. Listen, your lock journey, you are going to have some rough days. Anybody who tells you otherwise is damn lying. Let me rephrase that. Your starter lock days, they are going to be very rough some days. Maybe not. I had a few days where, here and there where I was like, ooh, my locks look a mess today. And that's just because you're in the starter lock phase. But once you get out of that phase, especially, ain't no more rough days, baby. It ain't no more rough days. And if I don't want to retwist, I'm damn sure not going to. So, bottom line to my answer is how often you should be retwisting: whenever the hell you feel like it. But do not retwist too often. Do not, listen, when I say whenever the hell you want to, I don't mean retwist every week. I don't mean retwist twice a week. I don't mean that. I don't mean retwist every 2 weeks, okay? If you were going to retwist, I would say you should not be retwisting any more than every 3 weeks, I would say. I feel like depending on the size of your locks, you may be cutting it close there. Because if you got really, really skinny locks and you're retwisting and palm rolling, maybe you're gonna roll them things thin. You're gonna roll them things thin, okay? So please be mindful of your lock size and your lock routine. So when I say whenever the hell you feel like it, please take that with a grain of salt and be smart about it. Don't do it too often. What I mean is, if you feel the need to wash your hair and not retwist, you want to skip a retwist, please do not feel like that's something that you cannot do. You can do that and your locks will still look just fine. They will still be beautiful without the retwist. Like I said, this is almost 4 months without one, and I've done multiple washes, just haven't retwisted, and I feel fine. I look fine. My hair looks great. It's beautiful. I think, honestly, if you are going to retwist, every time you wash, I think a decent routine. What's a routine? I was trying to say retwist and routine. I'm gonna just give y'all a nice flat basis and say retwist once a month, every 4 weeks. That's it. It all comes down to your lock size, okay? That's the main thing. Your lock size is very important when it comes down to this, and just your overall routine. Just know your hair, know yourself. Get the mirror out, like I said, if you need to, because who's the problem? Is it you or is it your locks? Even if you think they look rough, are you taking care of them? Don't blame them. They're just doing their job. If you are pressuring yourself and you feel like you gotta retwist once every 3 hours, then I hope I done knocked some sense into you. Cut it out. Cut it out. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys for the next video.